welcome back to the 2024 Waco Annual Charity Open. You're watching round one back nine coverage of the Disc Golf Pro Tour on JomezPro with me, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
We have a very solid front nine from our feature group. 7 under for Isaac Robinson, a couple of 6 unders, and AB right there in the mix as well. But they are chasing some really solid scores. We expected to see that because Waco usually always produces low scores, but the wind is up and the back nine gets pretty tricky when the wind is up. And we've got a new hole that is one of the harder holes on the course. The finishing holes will be played into a headwind, so that is always tricky. So it's going to be interesting, but you got a lot of scores on this leaderboard. Some names you maybe recognize, some names you might not recognize, but the game continues to get better and better.
Yeah, one of the best looking holes, if not one of the best holes that we play on tour. Hole 10, par 4, 591, a classic straight shot with a couple guardian trees in the middle. If you get past those, you're going to be left with about a 200-foot shot into this green right here. The trees you got to miss are only about 25 feet, so even if you hit those, you'll have a little makeable putt. I feel like you really have to have a great tee shot here in order to make sure you get a look at the green.
I wonder if the course designer ever imagined in a million years that one day Paul Ulibarri would be calling this one of the better holes on tour.
I think it is. I think it's just a beautiful...
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like that would probably bring a big smile to his face, just like that drive probably brought a big smile to Isaac's face.
I think what makes this hole is just, wow, right? It's not a curse because I didn't say it first. I was going to say the horrible rough on the left is what makes this hole.
You thought it.
The specter.
That entails the curse.
The specter of that is what really forces players to try to, you know, do whatever they can to straighten the disc out. It's like even worth sacrificing distance. You know, you have to really decide how much am I going to risk here, because that left side can lead to bogeys even on a hole that isn't, I wouldn't say it's hard.
A sad thing is watching AB throw fairway here. To me.
It's sad.
Just personally, that's
Yeah,
hard
I
for
just
you.
wish he would just take his big one and try to get there. Because he could.
Could happen.
Sure. This hole used to entice the big players back on tour. Like, I'd say 2017, 2018, you're seeing guys go for the big club.
Oh, yeah. I saw it today. From Yalte. He got in there for a jump putt, like a jump putt layup. It was a huge shot.
Emerson, can he possibly figure out a way to get up and down from way back there? He's given himself a dang good look at it. Wow. Circle's edge putt coming up the hill.
Yalte Jensen's one of those guys you need to watch out for. He is a great player and a ton of power.
Look at this little scrambler.
Wow, nice.
Sidearm turnover from a knee from about 300.
Isaac thought he was going to go forehand there for a second, but just goes backhand putter.
I think we knew where that was going to go and circle.
A little deep.
Yeah.
Got away from him.
That's how this green is. It's that subtle little slope. It's really close to the basket, so any extra speed, you pay.
Look at that chop shot forced angle from Kyle Klein out of the hand. Very awkward. All caused from that initial drive that hit the root, stood up and rolled out to the right side.
Oh, man.
And then nearly cans the 50-footer.
He does can it.
He did can it.
Yeah, that's a rare center spit out.
Yeah, he canned it.
Well, he did the old walking forward thing, the bad one.
Yep.
Oh, what a save.
Emerson, what a putt.
Right on the stripe.
Walking away with par after that tee shot here is a good feeling.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Isaac on the return.
I could have done this from the couch.
Return to sender. Oh, wait, that's not return to sender. That's what Kyle got. Remember when we called him the DHL or the delivery man, or what was it? He always delivers. Just sends packages of birdies everywhere.
Yes.
Is that Portland 2022?
You always ask me these questions like I would know.
I'm the archiver. Yeah, it was.
Ask me.
I won't.
Okay.
I already had Nate cut me down. I don't need you to do it too.
A beautiful putt right there. 8 under, 6 under, 6 under, 5 under. That's getting the job done.
and little bro Ez is now 9 under through 10.
Couple Robinsons in the top 3.
Hole 11, par 3, 279. Now this rough is thick. It's a shorter hole, so you can kind of navigate a par even if you get in there, but the left side especially, if you get a kick that goes in there, it's one of the trickier little 80-foot up shots you're ever going to have in your life. You really want to throw a backhand that slides up right here or a sidearm that kind of pulls over to the right onto that hillside, or just power shot it right into the bank.
Yeah, I think it's so tough because you get in the rough and your options are obviously limited, but it's so important to control the angle you hit the ground on here.
Oh,
because he takes a little bit of a bad skid, and you're kind of handcuffed in that way.
Yeah.
You now have to just get out, but then you're hitting the hill with sharp angle, and all kinds of bad things start to happen.
AB trying to unwind this one and does a good job. Late turning putter, pretty short uphill putt. Emerson has patented very slow side step in forehand, leaking out early right side and rolling down into the beast.
Bad roll. Kyle just needs mid-range here.
If he throws it like he did that little 210 shot, should be perfect.
Yeah. If he putts this one like he did the last hole,
Should be perfect.
Yeah,
should
and he
be perfect.
does. And he absolutely does. That had to be 40.
that is so
45
hard
feet.
to do. Just making a putt from that long range from the last hole and then having it go through can just tear you apart. To step up on the next hole with a much scarier green and do the same thing.
Yeah, great point about how scary the backdrop was there.
Emerson!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he loved it, and I did too.
That
What
was
an effort.
so clean. So much power from kneeling. That was amazing.
And look at his disc just sitting there, just so close to rolling away.
Yeah.
Great putt from Isaac.
Who's
He's
just
on
shredding.
a roll. And we were that close to a star frame. Oh, look at that disc. That's crazy.
Doink.
Oh, jeez. He just got canceled, dude. Emerson on a little bit of a par streak right now, but man, that was a harder putt than what Kyle made by a landslide. And,
Yes.
Oh, so close to going in. As we're keeping it up 10 through 11, just one par.
That's amazing.
This is one that'll actually try to stop you right in your tracks. 609, but it plays like 1200, seems like. Just because you're forced to throw a little 250-foot shot max off the tee left to right. That mandatory is making you go left to right down the hill and then up through the fairway to the right-hand side. Sidearm will just get you about 50 feet. You have to burn something from left to right if you find the fairway, and you're still not guaranteed to get up there.
Striped.
Ooh.
I mean, that's really almost as good as you can play it with the backhand, and that's typical right there.
Yeah. That's a bad little kick just to go a little deeper. I'm not sure he's going to be able to go back in.
Oh,
on that.
wow.
Best kick ever.
Oh, my goodness. That is billiards. Unreal good break there for AB.
Where does this one slot in on the...
It's the third hardest hole in the course, and it's the only hole that's even close in the woods as far as most difficult. The other holes are in the open and affected by the wind.
Yeah.
This is one of those two holes on the course. Hole 9 and 12 used to be called par 5s, and this is the only one that had any merit for actually playing that way.
Still plays that way. It's a tough par 4. Oh my goodness, though.
Whoa.
That was so good. But that's why it's the hardest hole in the course. Even a beautiful shot like that will get rejected.
Kyle, a little wide. Is it going to
No.
hit a tree? Yes. I was just kidding. I was going to say, is it going to make it? But then you called it.
Get clean at that point. You just want to get as far up there as possible. If you hit one of those and go right, it's going to be very, very tricky. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the mistake you make. See, from that position, he could easily go sidearm to the top, pitch up, easiest par of his life.
Potentially even forehand into circle 2.
Yes.
And now he's back edge of C2, maybe not even in C2.
He's been scrambling well.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to make there for the 4.
So Isaac got way up through here. If we're to believe he's closer than Kyle with that forehand that faded out early on him. That's a great result.
Anthony for the long birdie look.
Yeah, Isaac definitely. Oh, well.
Yeah, just, I mean,
Deep.
He's going to try to make it, but this is more of just a, well,
That's a layup.
Yep.
Emerson, though. He's been all over at this distance. Let's see if he can find one. No. Oh, and now he's got a little work left.
This green is good for that. It's got some trees on the backside. It produces a lot of like 50-foot looks. I think it's at more than almost any other hole. You're going to be likely to have your birdie look be like 50, enticing you to run at it. And then this tree right behind Anthony kind of starts to wreak havoc on people if they get kind of eyes a little bit too big and go aggressive.
Having a C2 look for birdie in this hole is awesome. Like, it's just so hard to get 2 shots, navigating that tricky tee shot and then getting back up the hill. Tough hole. Going down the fairway here on 13, one of the easiest holes on the course, if not the easiest. Maybe it's the second easiest. No, it's the easiest hole in the course. 96% fairway hit. That's 100 out of 104 players on the fairway here on this hole. I mean, years past, you're going to see more than that going out of bounds or missing that mandatory that forces you down the fairway. But yeah, we got a little bit of a tailwind, and that helps players get a little bit frisky and potentially go for the big eagle.
I would say if you have a generous scorekeeper, really out of bounds is the only fairway miss here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I would say that Isaac has hit the fairway. This was blasted down the fairway too. That's
big distance.
It'll be a near jump putt approach for Isaac coming.
Okay, could we see the rocket ship?
Oh, that hurt him.
Yeah, nose up with that little tick, taking the speed away, but it's still past Isaac
by a long shot.
That's that
was what, 60%? It looked like he put a little something on it, but that wasn't everything.
It wasn't
he had.
a whole lot of something.
No, yeah, that's just.
This is what we're looking for right here. Miss that one. There's one you got to miss, right? Yeah.
Oh,
sweet.
Flat skip, dud skip.
It's lush right over there.
Yeah, it is.
80 feet.
I think it could be in that neighborhood.
Emerson left side. Does he? Oh my goodness! What gap did he just hit?
The littlest one.
And that's past AB.
That's a circle 2 whisker.
That's SpaceX right there. If AB's rocket ship, that's SpaceX.
Everybody kind of is putting. Everyone. That's crazy.
Yeah, AB. Oh my goodness. Isaac nearly rings it up. AB gives it Yeah, skips and hits the pole. We'll call that 2 for 2 on metal.
Oh, no metal, but good height coming in.
The best chance of going in. I just can't believe Emerson's drive.
Wow.
Got all the way there with that left side early release, finding the skinniest of gaps. And all tap-ins. Highest rate of parked percentage. 42% of the field was inside bullseye after 2 shots.
Wow.
You're just never going to see anything like that ever again.
It's not quite a par 4, but if you make it a par 3, I retire. So,
Yeah, right.
So figure it out.
There's
I don't
kind
know.
of like hole 7 plays that way, 13 and 15 all are in that range where if you just bring it in a little bit or lengthen it out a little bit more, we're talking a little bit more like par.
I think a nice OB line that covers those 2 fairways all the way down the left side would really help that hole out.
The Robinson brothers are standing atop the field.
Little par 3 here, 303 in distance. Flex forehand is going to be what a lot of people choose to do. Miss this little dinky tree here on the left, that straggler. If you skip up here, sometimes you get some ground play that goes deep. You'll see Isaac throw a backhand turnover or a flex shot as well. You have room on the right side, but then you have to deal with that last big chunky tree right there.
I think the significant tailwind here brings the OB deep into play. It can get a little sneaky.
On this height, I'm not sure I like the height.
Ooh.
That's why.
Oh.
That circle's edge, though. That tree's right around 40 feet. Here's that shot I was talking about that he's just been throwing great.
Yeah,
I mean, that is such good control right there for somebody with an 85-mile-an-hour arm speed.
Surprised to not see him go like a zone forehand here, but I mean, when he's throwing the putter like that,
why
would you?
Great
Perfect shot from Klein.
It's a weird one, a little nuke destroyer action.
What?
The die.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, it might not be a nuke die, but.
And unable to get the birdie on hole 14. Averaging negative 0.58.
Anthony's had a nice little stretch here after the bogey mishap. He is now 8 under, which is on pace for a very good round.
Yeah, I think on this course, if it doesn't get too windy, which this is a manageable amount of wind, I think the number that you're really looking for if you want to be in the mix is somewhere in that 9 to 10 or maybe 11, maybe 12 under range. That's really getting up there with a great round.
Yeah, I think anything 8 or better.
Yeah, near double digits, you're in the mix for sure. And that is exactly where Isaac is right now, 10 under. And him and Bro both par this hole, surprisingly, with the incredible rounds that they had, sitting atop the leaderboard. Now the field has caught them. Now Nicolas Antala jumps into the mix with James Conrad. 4 players in double digits.
Phil didn't catch either one of those things. Did you see that behind?
Yeah,
it was tough. It's a tough watch.
Hard to focus on 2 things. Hole 15, par 4, 609. OB path on the right side late here. That little bubble can sometimes catch people where it curves. Not elevated this year, so just pull out a big driver. I think you either are going to go all out here and think about an eagle, or if you're not going to do that, I would say back off a little bit. Just find the center of the fairway.
Connor Rock check-in from long range and drills it for the eagle.
Wow.
Give me that.
Full flex.
That's incredible in a tailwind to get a kind of a lofty putt to hold height.
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, this is what we want to see right here. This is literal SpaceX.
Oh, come on. Needs some turn. Oh,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
most
hyzer.
stable disc ever.
Pin high.
Yeah, nearly.
But that has to be conservative play by him. There's
Yeah.
no way he thought he was going to flip that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of what we're seeing from him this year.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I don't-
conservative golf to the left.
Doesn't bother
jump
me.
putt. Yeah.
Kyle just puts it in the fairway like he's supposed to. That will be less than 200 in.
I mean, this has got to be like it. It didn't play. You said it didn't play as the easiest hole on the course, but it's the easiest hole.
It's the second easiest.
I just feel like this
hole and yeah, I'll wait a second for that one.
Here's Isaac. Little flex shot here. The count was a lot higher than I thought for Isaac with the hyzer release. I was impressed.
Yeah.
It's a good shot there. I mean, look at this.
Yeah,
Come on.
My suggestion for this one for a while is just bring it up 70 feet, 80 feet, maybe even 100 feet. Make it a 509-foot par 3.
I even think 540 could work here with roller available, with hardly any trees to hit. Like, it could be one of the longest par 3s on flat ground that we've ever played and still work.
I just think about the days where the wind switches, like that 540. Just not that's like an unfun par 3. But it's something. I think this hole has room to be a par 3. Anyways, we're here playing it as it is. 88% of the field inside C1 in regulation.
Wow.
Kind of surprised it wasn't even higher.
It's kind of windy.
It's kind of windy.
That'll get people.
Oh, AB.
Oh, no.
Not in the circle, perhaps.
So that's an interesting
he is.
play. Like, overstable to the left and then all gas on the putt. See if he can stick this.
That's such a good putt. Back into the headwind.
Really nice.
After the mishap, I mean, you have to forgive yourself for having to even make that putt, and that's a big part of the preparation of making that. Kyle delivers a good, solid headwind putt.
10 under, 9 under, 11 under possibly here. 11 under. Done. It's good shooting.
It is.
8 under.
Connor Rock and Elijah Bickle with the Big Eagles here. I recall playing with Elijah Bickle at this course in the past when I think he eagled this hole and 2-18 in the headwind.
Wow.
Whoa.
Like,
Power.
big power.
Some of my favorite discs in my bag are the A-Series discs. They're the ones I lean on to get close to the basket. These are torque-resistant discs, provide a consistent fade at the end of the flight. The best way to find your flight is to get out and use these discs yourself.
Here it is, the brand new hole, Nate.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's hard. The wind today, especially off the left, they cut a gap through the woods, but it's just like to walk on. It's not for throwing it. It's just a trail to get there. The real play is that huge hyzer out over the Brazos, trying to bring it back. But all those trees, if you get a wind drop or you're a little bit too conservative with your height choice, or you swing it wide, I really think this hole has double bogey potential. Not for this guy, I don't expect, because they don't grow trees that high around here. Oh, and what a reaction.
Are you kidding me? He doesn't need the extra help, but he gets it anyways.
Yeah, might have had a tricky putt to look at, but
Sure.
maybe 25, 30 footer, but this thing sends right back to the basket. Absolute drop in for Anthony. I think that's kind of the line we'll expect to see. Doesn't look like the wind is all that bad at this moment.
I like this one better.
Ooh, inside, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Because it was kind of
Good
safe,
call.
safe the whole way. If you are lower, though, you can catch those and push right.
This flipping up is good, because if that was overstable, he'd been in a lot of trouble.
Uh-oh.
I think he's maybe safe.
And that's a really,
Wow.
look how far that went and how it flipped up flat and still short.
Yeah, it's a long way. Well, this is really inside.
Oh, no.
And this is that problem area I was talking about.
Good luck saving the par from there. I mean,
Maybe he's
it's
going to have
possible.
that walking path to throw down.
Yeah, he has to. The problem is here, if you were to throw a perfect sidearm flex drive through this gap, there's a big monster trees right at the end of the. No,
Oh, my gosh.
just forget it.
That
dude.
is silly.
Where's the gap?
That is a
Like, does he
silly.
know that that's the shape, or is he kind of like just throwing it and getting lucky at the end?
That was awesome.
Unbelievable.
Look at that flag right next to Emerson's lie. Like he is
Yeah,
inches
he was
from OB.
barely in bounds.
Oh. Yep. Sometimes you just got to jog after a missed putt and tap it in. That is not a good feeling.
What a par. That's one of the pars of the year.
You just can't even.
Like it
I'm
looked like
like
just a
speechless about that
turnover, but
turnover.
it's like not. You put the whole field there and like, okay, throw putter turnover
No
from
one.
here. It's
Yeah,
like,
it just-
it's tight. You could get a 40-footer going straight, but to park it, come on.
What I was going to say before, I didn't want to spoil it, but hole 7 and 15, the two of the easiest holes in the course, no bogeys on the entire field.
Wow.
And I don't really
That's
recall that
surprising.
ever.
That's
almost in
surprising.
any hole.
Yeah,
Especially with a 3-putt possibility, like hit the rim, roll.
sure.
Hole 17, par 4, 610. You want to get about 330 to 340 to get in that nice little dogleg right landing zone. From there, it is a downhill approach. If you're not in a good spot, it gets really hard to go for this pin. They've taken away the wall that was kind of a safety net on the right side for forehands coming in, and now you just have to land it in that grassy area. Otherwise, you will be out of bounds. And we got a little check-in with Mr. Nate Sexton himself.
Yeah, came up a little short, but threw this blind shot really well. Got a nice reaction into the bullseye or right at the edge of it.
Look at that. That's going to drop you at 11 under. And take a look at Mr. Overhand himself, Jared Stoll, infamously throwing this shot every year, or famously throwing this shot for every year.
Oh my gosh. And that's into a headwind.
Unbelievable.
A headwind, and it doesn't matter.
He just has this
That's-
hole dialed in.
Parked.
Obviously, he goes on to tap that for the only two you really ever see on this hole, unless it's coming from him, because he goes for that shot every year. And who cares about the headwind? Because there's a headwind.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I don't know how far it is as the crow flies, but I'm guessing it's every bit of 400.
Has to be at least.
Look at this shot. Did that go
Whoa.
OB or was that perfect?
That's that. Oh, it is
Wow.
OB. Yeah,
Okay.
that pinch does come in. Oh no,
brutal.
so close to perfection.
That is so far.
Yeah, that's Kyle's forehand is really good.
One interesting thing about this hole is Emerson throws a dime, it looks like.
Yeah,
Really good, really
through
good.
the gap.
Is Jake Wolf was in front of Jared right before he threw it, and he laid up to the left. But
Wow.
he has the power to go over
Yeah,
with that tomahawk.
he certainly does. Like, who do you go in there to spot for you when you first start thinking, I might be able to do this? You know, like that's some thick brush.
What
Oh,
is
look
this?
at this.
I don't know what this play is, guys.
Yeah, this is a.
Stall?
I bet you he is feeling all sort of
Oh no.
anxious. Yeah, and
I mean, that's a
instant OB. I mean,
he doesn't he should rethrow from where he is.
the angle will be better. Actually, since he's out of bounds, he can probably now take it backwards and give himself a better angle.
Potentially.
But essentially, he's throwing the same shot. I'm curious what's going on right now. Emerson going low flex, the way to keep it under the wind. This is a good looking shot. Yeah.
Nice.
Well done for Emerson. I'll get him to 9 under. No, and Isaac is going to just take it back.
He's going to try it again.
Wow. So scary.
What is this shot, guys?
Just a Stallheiser and just fighting.
It's barely,
through.
barely.
I am so surprised to see him do that again.
Yeah, not just go even a chip up around the corner. So high risk.
Good little par there for Kyle. His drive was so good. Just gave him a little chip hyzer. You don't see that very often.
Anthony was kind of fortunate to have this fall down. Once he did hit trees, no roll, kind of finds the skinniest part of the fairway, but stays in bounds.
Great touch on display once again. Isaac.
Oh, my goodness.
What? No. No. Oh, does it sit?
I think it did maybe sit.
Oh, wow. You very rarely see those sit on that backside.
Very good putt there for Emerson. Great birdie to get. All set up with a good drive. That's what this hole's all about. Get around that corner, and then you have... Oh, no.
Wow.
What?
That can happen quick on this hole. That's a 7.
That's going to be a 7 for Isaac. Wow.
Happens fast on this green.
Just leading the event just a few holes ago.
I mean, Isaac has risen to the top of this sport.
Oh, was he
quickly.
Was he? Yeah.
I gotta think that's one of the worst holes we've ever seen him play on this channel.
A questionable decision on that first one, and from there, he just never really quite recovered. His brother's holding strong, though. 13
Strong.
under.
Samson stuff right there. That's unbelievable.
Oh, what a hole. We're going into a straight headwind, guys.
Yeah.
Oof.
468's all you need. But it's over water the whole way. The line is painted high, so you can even hit grass and not make it in bounds here. The OB line on the back side, if you turn it over, try to get too safe with it. You see guys go layup as well, though I don't expect that from our featured group. I think the play, if you've got the power, is just super overstable, low, and blasted. Checking in with Adam Hammes.
Made a great run last year in this tournament.
Wow. Just a bullseye.
So easy.
That'll get him to 7 under.
And let's take a look at James Conrad.
Sitting at 11 under. Just needs to push.
Oh, that's so good.
Bullseye.
Look at that flag, though.
Yeah, look at you. Not quite the same here for our feature group. Emerson, he's going.
And it needs to get stable quick, guys.
Yeah. It's trying.
I like it.
I'm guessing
no,
OB.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm guessing OB. That line is painted pretty far off the wood line.
Okay. AB just going hyzer and high.
Wow.
So that's a Nuke OS on hyzer.
Normal, pretty normal stuff.
I would be like lucky to get halfway. That's incredible.
Kyle keeps it so low.
No.
And even if this hits the bank, it's going to go right back in the wall.
I don't know.
What?
I think, yeah, the stability helped him out there.
Wow, that must have been a really overstable disc because it turned over so much. Maybe you got like a little wind shear and lifted or something, but...
And then Isaac going over.
Wow. A lot of turn.
This is got to get overstable at the end. Otherwise, it's also going to meet the same fate as Emerson's drive, and it is also out of bounds.
And just like that, if he gets up and down, that's only a 7 under, dropping 4 shots in 2 holes.
No bogeys all round, and 4 of them right there at the end. Hardest 2 holes in the course.
Oh, no.
Yeesh.
You're going to have to work for it now.
Yep. It is. The placement of this basket is brutal.
What a great little shot there, little frisbee throw.
There might not be a scarier putt on tour than the 35-footer looking back at this.
This looks like it's only about 25, and he does really well with it.
And just like that, Anthony cards the birdie and 11 under par right there.
Solid.
Gonna get him into get him into a tie for 4th place and beats the card out of nowhere.
This was the course that I think we were like, okay, if AB can do okay here and set himself up for the golf course, watch out. But he doesn't just do okay, he excels. 11 under is a fantastic round.
Yeah, with a slow start really in the beginning with all those kind of gimme birdies.
Sure.
Isaac's he's not gonna get the sleep he would have gotten if he would have just went par tonight. That's tough.
Well, with that back 9, Anthony Barela, who was quite a bit back after that bogey on 9, has actually done enough to stay on our Jomez coverage for tomorrow on the new Lake Waco golf course.
Greg Barsby, James Conrad, Niklas Antela all at 12, Barela in at 11. That's going to be a fun card to watch, to be sure.
Ezra Robinson had 2 pars in the day, a bogey on 12 and a double bogey on 18. 14 birdies out there, and just that double bogey at the end costing him a spot on the lead card.
Second card, we got a little Sexton sighting though, along with one of my new favorites, Joey Buckets.
Yeah.
Who played a really great first tournament there in Florida. Nice to see him back it up with a solid round here in Waco. But I think that's going to do it for us, guys.
Yeah, happy to be back here with you guys, man. Another season, for me at least, starts. We're all here again. Thank you to the Founders Club, as always, for their support, and we will catch you guys tomorrow from Lake Waco.